All right, folks, we had ourselves a Monday markets meltdown. Let's talk about it. Little mic check, little woke latte check. Hope you guys are doing well on a Monday afternoon. Had the woke latte hitting the spot. Had to do it because I needed to make a quick video, and it's raining outside. So 5 p.m. on the West Coast, we're still drinking coffee. We're still hustling and getting it done. God bless all of you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Now we've been watching this market, and here, the market made me wait this trade out. You guys know. So I exited my Bitcoin short today. Didn't exactly get the bottom. Didn't time it out perfect, but we scalped and took our 9% profit. Took my money and ran. On most of these trades, I'm looking for 10 to 20% profit. These are swing trades. I'm willing to ride out for a week, for 2 weeks, ride them down. I was down 20, 30% at one time on this trade. So, it's I call it doofus more on TA, and that's my trading strategy. But nonetheless, we've only missed one time since August of last year. Been watching the market closely, and I like to put a little bit of skin in the game just so that I can tell you guys where I think it's going next. Not here to give anybody financial advice, but in an effort of full transparency, you guys know where I'm putting my money, how I make my money, how I'm protecting my money, and how I invest my money in every single way. Now the trade got out of it. We're watching it closely. Ethereum back down to 1850, XRP at 70 cents. XRP got down to about 68 cents is the low that I'm seeing on Coinbase right now. And so, folks, now you got a different perspective, don't we? Post clarity, sub 70-cent XRP actually looks appealing, right? It's on sale. We got a dip. Post clarity XRP still sub $1 sounds pretty darn good to me. I haven't picked up any today, but I'm looking to come on back down into the 50-cent ranges potentially. If that's going to happen, if that's how the market makers are going to play us, I'll take it and I'll swoop at 55. I'll swoop at 50. That's the next levels that I'll be picking up myself. Like I said, not financial advice, but just trying to share my story. And then, as far as this week, we're expecting a lot of volatility to continue because of the FOMC meeting that's coming up. We're going to get potentially another 25 basis point interest rate hike. That's going to be very interesting to watch. The markets have been actually pumping into these FOMC meetings. And so I was kind of interested to see the dip today. We'll see where we go the rest of the week here. But nonetheless, I took my chips off the table. You guys let me know, where do you think we're going from here? Very shaky week, coming up here. But what's been exciting for me to watch is the XRP, XLM, XDC pumping in tandem. July 13th, we get the clarity from Judge Torres. Thank you. And we're well on our way. And, many folks complaining about the price action. I get it. I have sympathy for the bear market, for the recession, for tough times. But I don't have sympathy for folks that are whining about, the price action. It's have some patience here, folks. It's only been 1 week. And we haven't even gotten the major banks, the major institutions announcing, hey, we're using on-demand liquidity. Hey, we've actually added XRP to our balance sheet. Those are all still hidden behind NDAs, behind contracts that we haven't seen yet. The few contracts that we have seen, guys, they're incredible. R3 wanted 5 billy. MoneyGram tested it out. They said it didn't work, but the test was for a little small, volume, a little short period of time. They didn't open up the flows of liquidity that can actually get rolling on the XRP ledger, where it actually starts to, give them a return and incredible savings. And then the additional utility that's getting brought to the XRP ledger is massive. Last night, I hosted a Twitter space. And so make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter. Every Sunday night, I was been going live on YouTube. You guys know that. And I'll still be posting content every single day to YouTube. But on the Twitter spaces, we're trying to get ready for all the momentum. What's being built over there is already massive. And I guess we should start calling it X.com, right? And so we're getting ready for the move to X.com, what Elon the Musk is building over there. And in an effort of doing so, we've moved the Sunday sessions are now over at the Twitter spaces. So make sure you guys get tapped in over there. It allows me to bring folks up for Q&A, for conversation. And so we had a very good conversation last night. And I had a gentleman come through by the name of Karma Coverage on Twitter. Huge shout out to Karma, who's a developer, someone who understands this at a level that I am not even close to. And so we gave him the mic and he went off on regards to the AMMs, which I have yet to hear a very clear, simple explanation that, allows a doofus moron like me to understand. But Karma actually broke it down in an incredible way last night. Now, the Twitter space did go on for 4 hours. And so it was a great, great session. A lot of topics covered. The title was What's Next for XRP? And we basically just went off, but Karma really broke down the AMMs in a way that I haven't heard yet. So That was pretty valuable. And I'm super excited for all of this utility that's coming to the XRP ledger when banks and institutions now know, as Judge Torres' ruling and the law of the land as it stands today, even if they appeal, that process could take years. So we have clarity for the next year or the next 2 years. XRP will be ahead of the rest of the space. And we know that these banks and institutions can start to use ODL, and they can have the clarity, have the certainty that if they add XRP to their balance sheet today, they know in and of itself it's not a security. So it's an investment to be made. We've covered how the banks within America have a $600 billion negative balance sheet on their bonds. Their bond holdings are negative $600 billion. That's a problem. On top of all the bad debt that they hold on mortgage-backed securities, on other business loans that they've given, on businesses that are going to fail over the next year or two that we experience a recession. So they have a serious problem when it comes to their balance sheets. And Bank of America, 100 billion loss on their bonds. They've recently added 137,000 ounces of gold contracts that they've picked up in July. 137,000 ounces of gold that they've added to their balance sheet for July contracts, on top of 8.8 million ounces of silver, folks. On top of, let's speculate, let's have a little fun. How much XRP do you think that Bank of America has picked up already? Let me know in the comments down below. How much XRP has been pre-allocated or gifted or given to Bank of America by Ripple? Let me know in the comments down below. And the thing is, guys, we have to understand this. The XRP that's coming from escrow from Ripple, it's going to have to go through a market maker. It's going to have to go through an exchange before it can go directly to that banker institution. So the sweetheart deals that Ripple were given to institutions like R3 for 5 billion XRP, a 3-year option contract at less than a penny, you can execute at any time you want over the next 3 years, sub a penny, have fun. And that deal went sideways and broke when XRP took off to 20 cents plus in the bull run of 2017, topping out at $3.80, give or take, back in 2019 January. So the sweetheart deals from Ripple are what's in question from the judge, what's continuing on to trial. So now we have to put a market maker, now we have to put an exchange between Ripple and that banker institution. So no more sweetheart deals from Ripple unless Ripple can structure these deals in a way that don't, bring about the Howey test and create an investment contract. But the lawyers are saying right now that we have at least a year or two clarity, because the appeal process at this point would take about a year or two to get settled up and overturned. So, even if the SEC does want to appeal, which I think right now they are just posturing, I don't think that the SEC is actually serious about appealing the ruling on all points. Maybe they want to appeal a certain part of it, but they still have something that they can take to Ripple with for settlement conversations, assuming that this whole thing isn't staged and it's not going to just end here with a settlement anytime now, that's already been done. But settlement talks are on the schedule now. They have been on the docket, and Judge Torres passed that off to the other judge that's presiding over the case. I'm blanking on her name right now, but you know that those are being scheduled right now, and that would be the settlement talks between both the parties. Those dates have been set, or they've been ordered to be set, I guess. And so we could get a settlement at any time. But in the meantime, there's no more sweetheart deals from Ripple. And Ripple at the time, last 2 years, they've only been selling to those banks and institutions. So that's a key thing to pick up on. And what I'm waiting for anxiously is to see what happens next week when the escrow gets released to Ripple. And let me just explain this real quick, because I know this is still a point of confusion, and we're still getting thousands of new folks that are coming into our platform on a weekly basis. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Everything else is at my website, zachrichter.com. But the escrow functions in a way where 1 billion XRP gets released to Ripple at the first of every month. And what Ripple's been doing is they've been returning most of it. 700 million, 800 million gets returned back to escrow. And then they've been taking about 100 million, 200 million, maybe 300 million on certain months. And they've been selling it off to exchanges, not exchanges, to institutions and banks that are using on-demand liquidity. And those are the only people that they've been selling XRP off to. They haven't been selling it to exchanges. So I'm very interested to see what happens going forward, because on the 1st of August here, we're going to get another billion released. And from what I can find last month in July, it basically all got returned or kept within Ripple. I don't know if they locked it all back up in escrow, but it looked like we didn't have any sales that could be reported on or that we could track on the ledger. So, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but from my understanding, they didn't even sell off. They kept all of the XRP from last month's escrow. August 1st coming up, they're going to get another billion. And we now know, excuse me, that sales to exchanges and programmatic sales are not a securities offering. So they would have the green light to start those up once again. And if you look at the balances on these exchanges right now, they don't have much XRP. So that comes into the supply shock scenario that we've long talked about. We'll be watching that closely. For me, my bags are packed. I'm not waiting around. But if they're going to give me 50-cent XRP, a 2-for-1 deal, taking my funny money, I mean, golly, like I said with my little woke latte to start this episode, we're throwing away $5 on a little 12-ouncer. I'm going to be scooping up some more XRP at 50 cents. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as far as exit strategy, I'm going to be dropping another video, exit strategy exposed, for you guys to see once again. I think it's important to talk about so that you guys can see what I'm doing and you can understand the context that I have when I come out and make these videos. And I get the haters and I get the folks that say I'm clickbaiting or getting too excited. I should calm down and not be so excited about XRP. Okay, thanks for the suggestion, but I'm pretty dang excited about this asset and what it's going to do in the new financial system. And I'm also going to keep a lot of it on my balance sheet as a reserve currency. But I am going to sell off a sliver. I'm going to be talking about my exit strategy in another video. So like I said, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Everything else is at my website, zachrector.com. And we're going to have some more content coming to you guys on a daily basis right now. We're really picking things up as the market gets hot. We got to make sure that we're tuned in on every single asset class and that we got a plan for our cryptos. XLM pumping 100%, XDC absolutely ripping, melting our faces. We love to see it. It's been a long time coming. God bless all of you guys. If you guys can do me a favor and smash it on the way out, I would greatly appreciate that. We'll see you.